There is no greater feeling as a football fan than waking up and remembering that your team won the night before. Welcome to more objective match analysis on Forest 2, Porto 0. Hi guys, hope you're doing well and welcome to I slept on it and I've reflected, and I want to bring you guys a nice objective video on everything from last night. So if you're still smiling, the only way I'm going to know that you know that I know that you're smiling is by you hitting that like button. Let's go crazy. Let's get 862 likes on this video. So everyone, just take a second, hit the like button. Make sure you've subscribed as well if you are new. And if you want some more content straight after this, check out our second channel, The Footy Network, where I've got my predictions for the weekend matches coming up. And by the way, I recorded those before the beauty that was last night. But yeah, I'll leave it on the end screen as well, or click on the link that's pinned in the comments. All right, let's get into it because I want so much I want to talk to you guys about. So Forest 2, Porto 0. Now let's start with something and get this crystal clear. Porto are an excellent team. I wasn't joking yesterday when I said they have the best European, the record across Europe. 11 games played, 10 wins. I think it was 26 goals scored, 2 conceded. Forest kept a clean sheet against them. That's their 26 goals. We locked them out. And Forest scored 2 against them, and they've only conceded 2 all season. Now, some people like Ant will say, Farmers League this, Farmers League that. I'm sorry, but going into that game, Porto was a scary outfit. And Porto were in a rhythm. They were, used to each other. That system they're playing, they're all used to it. The players are used to each other. And we've come in with Sean Dyche, fresh out the box, like 2-3 days max that he's had with the players. And we saw that performance. And this is where I want to start with Sean Dyche, because that could be a picture of Nuno right there. I think what Sean Dyche did this week was say to the players, you know what, boys? Everything you've done under Ange Postecoglou, Control A, delete. Just forget it all. Let's go back to what you guys were doing last season. And this is something he's hinted at in his interviews. The many interviews the poor guys had to do this week, he's hinted at it. He's like, we need to get back to what they were doing last season. The basics, the good bits from that, work on that, develop it, etc. And if that's what he said to them, he's got it absolutely bang on. Because I'll tell you something, Forest have gone ahead while we were under Ange a couple of times. Think to Betis, think to Swansea, think to those games. But I never felt comfortable while Forest were in the lead. You're just thinking in the back of your head, something Angie is going to happen. Yesterday, when we won 1-0 up and then into that second half, even before we went 2-0, it kind of I had that feeling inside me that, you know what, that defensive line is looking like it did against Nuno. M&M are looking fantastic in their normal self. Sells was being Sells. Nico Williams is just, he's not talked about enough how good he's turned into as a fullback. And this is some key points, that he's gone back to the basics of it. This was not Dycheball. This was like Dyche Nuno ball merged into one. And you know what? That combination could work extremely well because he was utilizing the likes of Igor Jesus very well. Igor Jesus, if you study back how he played, and I think I said it in the player ratings, the hold-up play, when balls were pumped into him, he was holding the play up, laying it off, making a nice run, and what have you. And he played that 9 role very, very well. And it's his natural way that he plays. He likes to drop in slightly deeper, link up with either a central midfielder or a centre-back, and then spin off and create some space. So I thought in general, what Dyche did really well yesterday was play to the strengths of each of the players. And just say to them, let's just do the basics. Because football isn't a complicated game. Football is a game that's complicated by idiots, I think there's a saying or something along those lines. And it's true. If you can pass the ball from player A to player B and they're wearing the same shirt as you, and if you get to the box and you shoot, the likelihood is you're going to score. If you tackle your attacker, if you clear away from your box, they're not going to concede against you. Okay, it's more complicated by that, but I'm talking about the fundamentals here. Now, we got to address some of the stuff that I've seen in the comments. A lot of people are saying, okay, but it's 2 penalties. We still haven't scored from open play. This is Sean Dyche. He does 42% of all his goals come from set pieces because technically a penalty is a dead ball, right? Sean Dyche hasn't scored an open play goal in something like 9 months or whatever it is. My answer to that, and I'm a purist when it comes to football, I don't really care how the ball goes into the back of the net. It could be off a player's backside. It could be from a direct free kick. You know what? I would kill to see an Ian Wone style free kick go in. We haven't scored a free kick, direct free kick, since Jesse Lingard against Blackburn, and that took 2 deflections on its way in. So give me a dead ball free kick situation. Give me corner goals. Arsenal are top of the league right now, and they get bantered for scoring corner goals. If someone can explain to me that an open play goal gets you more than 1 goal, then fine, I'll hear the argument. But while a set piece goal has the same value as an open play goal, I don't care. There is an art to set pieces as well. And we saw that, well, we didn't see it yesterday, it was penalties, right? But the penalties were dispatched well. So I'm not of the mindset of, oh, another set piece goal and what have you. Obviously, every now and again, I'll banter the Arsenal fans because it's funny, right? But objectively speaking, that's what I'm trying to do in this video. Set pieces are a way to achieve a goal. On top of that, this is why I've said to you guys, and this is why I said we don't need Sean Dyche. We're not in a relegation battle. Our squad is too good. Yes, I was angry when Sean Dyche first was appointed. I know in the comments you guys are going to be like, are you going to apologize? Are you going to apologize? Right? I ain't apologizing to no one. I just give you guys my opinion, and I give it to you in the raw moment of the emotion as well. It's better than, I think, me coming on here and just pretending my feeling is this or my feeling is that. So I'm just giving my my thoughts as and when they come. But because this squad is so good, because we have players like this guy, Douglas Luiz, this guy is so good. And we are so lucky to have him. If he stays fit, it is, I'll say it again, he's a Rolls Royce of a midfielder. This guy means that we can play with a 2-man midfield. We saw that yesterday against Porto. Him and Anderson, what a pairing that is. Douglas Luiz gets into most teams in the Premier League, as does Anderson. And if we are able to play with a 2-man midfield against strong opposition like Porto, then when we're playing weaker opposition in the Premier League, we should be comfortable in playing a 2-man midfield of those two, of those quality. Now, if we need to go to a 3-man midfield, you've still got Sangare, you've still got Dominguez, the forgotten man who can come into it. And then you got Yates as well as a closer or whatever, or however you guys see Yates. I don't really want to discuss Yates right now or where he fits in and everything. So this is options. And this is what I like about what Sean Dyche did yesterday. He said, right, Anderson, Douglas Luiz, I trust you. You guys are that good that you can control the midfield. Anderson was brilliant yesterday, picking up the ball all over the place, comfortable when he needed to dribble, comfortable when he needed to pass, linking up with Douglas Luiz, who was almost playing like the puppet master, pulling the strings in that midfield and getting good tackles in as well. I like that pairing and I like it a lot. And then you got your wingers. I still think we need to sort the winger stuff out. I'm still not sold on Ndoye. I liked what Callum Hudson-Odoi did yesterday. I think we just need a goal from him, and he looked dangerous yesterday without being, too dangerous. Like, he should have maybe scored a goal or two, stretched the keeper out in the first game, in the first half, should have scored or got an assist when we were 3-on-1. But in general, I liked what I saw from Callum Hudson-Odoi. And my point here is, this team is so strong across the board, apart from maybe on the wings. But we still haven't even seen Bakwa yet. When Bakwa gets going, you guys are going to love him. Trust me, I'm right on Douglas Luiz, I'm right on Bakwa. And with Igor Jesus leading that line, honestly, this team is going to really, really cook. Now, it's important that we don't get way ahead of ourselves. It's important that we understand that it's going to take a little time. We've got a very tough match coming up against Bournemouth this weekend. We know, I don't need to give you the stats on our bogey team and what's going to happen. But I think this Europa League match came at the right time. It allowed us to get a game in, get that feel-good factor again before we head into the Premier League. The players can now go into this game on Sunday knowing that they've got a win, knowing they've got 2 goals, knowing they've had a clean sheet, and can approach Bournemouth in a less pressurized situation. Yes, it's important. Yes, it's different competition. Yes, we still need to get a win and get ourselves away from the current position we find ourselves in the Premier League. But in general, I just think this is going to relieve a lot of pressure. And I wouldn't be surprised if we went there and got a result at Bournemouth. And I'm not just talking a draw. I'm saying we could break the voodoo curse that we have with that team. It could happen now. And if Sean Dyche does that, and then he goes and beats Man U, I'm kind of liking things. I am. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. But I will get ahead of myself on one thing. I think it's important as well that we realise that win in the Europa League, technically speaking, has made our path into the next round a lot simpler. The 3 teams we got next, I think it's Sturm Graz, Malmo, and Utrecht. All of them are in the 30s. There's about, 36 teams in the Europa League. Those 3 teams are all struggling. Forest should and definitely could be getting 9 points out of that. That then puts us on to 13 points. Okay, I'm adding points up on paper here. But 14 points is probably going to guarantee you the top 8. We don't even need to worry about playoffs. Then we need to pick up a point or 2 from our last 2 games. Yes, it's going to be hard. I think we got Braga, haven't we? They're doing well in this league. But that win was so important just to keep that Europa League kind of development and dream alive. And I've just woken up in a good mood, and I want to know how you guys are feeling in the comments. Let me know as well. We will do a Grumpy Old Reds. I guarantee you it's going to be a Happy Old Reds tonight. Don't know what time, probably like 7, half 7, something like that. But get your thoughts and how are you feeling? Has that weight been lifted off your shoulders, off your chest after Forest got that win? Make sure you've liked, make sure you're subscribed. I'll leave you my predictions for the weekend league. If you'd be kind enough to subscribe on that, it is much appreciated. You guys do too much for us as it is. We'll see you tonight on Grumpy Old Reds. Come on, you Reds.